Philosophy. Philosophy is nothing other than the study of things that are invisible and that happen only once. Part 10. The problem of transmission and the untouchable core. We must now turn to the most delicate problem in the philosophy of the once-only, transmission. If philosophy is the study of that which is invisible and that happened only once, then what does it mean to speak, to write, to transmit? For there are two dangers in the aftermath of the once-only event. To forget it, as we've said. To vulgarize it by trying to explain it too much, dress it up, sell it, turn it into curriculum, convert it into a slogan or movement. These are the twin threats to what we might call the untouchable core. And this is why the fragments, especially those produced by the Zero Friction Machine Company, speak in compressed, paradoxical, uncommercial, often untraceable language. Because their aim is not to clarify what happened. Their aim is to preserve what cannot be clarified. They are not fences, they are firewalls. They are not messages, they are memory preservation devices. Let's return once more to the fragment. Philosophy is nothing other than the study of things that are invisible, and that happened only once. What is meant to be protected by this phrase is not a concept but a zone, a way of seeing, a way of returning, a way of being faithful. And the question becomes, how do you transmit a zone? You do not teach it. You infect. You disturb. You draw forth from the hearer something they already suspect but are afraid to name. You open the door to their own once only. That's what a good fragment does. It doesn't tell you what it saw. It makes you remember what you saw. The vulgarization machine. The world, especially now, runs on a very efficient machine whose function is vulgarization. It takes the once only and turns it into a brand, a movement, a TED Talk, a monetized narrative, a template for personal growth. It leaves nothing behind of the mystery. It digests the sacred. In this regard, the philosopher today must be guerrilla-trained, must learn how to booby-trap their own message so that it cannot be captured whole. Hence the use of fragmentation. Hence the deliberate lack of clarity. Hence the half-smile in the phrasing. Because anything too direct is likely to be seized by the vulgarization machine. This is a war for memory. And the battlefield is language. The Zero Friction Machine Company as resistance network. We must not overlook the institutional body from which this fragment emerges. The Zero Friction Machine Company is not a publisher in the ordinary sense. It does not produce consumer products. It does not cater to demand. It does not operate in compliance with the dominant ontologies of capitalism, therapy, or education. It manufactures devices for resisting the geometry of control. It develops prototypes for the containment of soul rupture. It tests phrases in black site laboratories to measure psychic vibration and metaphysical disruption. It is, if anything, a covert archive for moments that will never happen again, but whose shockwaves are still rippling through the collective skin. Fragments like this one are not writings. They are encrypted memory beacons, coded with paradox, designed to awaken recognition in those who have themselves encountered the once only and feared it lost. They are, to use a better term, scented trails left for the broken animal of the soul to find its way home. The invisible is not the abstract. Let us be very clear. When we say that philosophy is the study of things that are invisible, we do not mean that philosophy deals in vague ideals or speculative theories. Quite the opposite. The invisible is not what is faint, it is what is too real to be reduced. For example, the moment you knew you were being lied to, even though no one said a word. The presence of your mother's disappointment in a room, though she smiled the whole time. The way a song can break you open for reasons you cannot trace. The shadow of a voice that you dreamed but never heard. The unbearable fact of your own existence, sensed as a pressure in the chest. These are invisible, but they are not abstract. They are too precise to be shown. They happen once, and they go on happening every time you remember. Philosophy in this sense is not armchair speculation. It is the craft of attunement. It is the discipline of precision without reduction. It is the naming of what refuses to be owned. The final task of the philosopher. And so, what is left for us to do? Not to make disciples, not to publish volumes, not to preach systems. The final task of the philosopher, especially the one trained by the Zero Friction Machine Company, is to protect the event, not from being forgotten, but from being used. It must not be used to prove a point. It must not be turned into doctrine. It must not be translated into dogma. It must remain as it is, an untouchable scar of light in the memory of being. And we, if we are worthy, must carry it, like a spark hidden in the hand, through the cold corridors of this world. This is not despair. This is not hopelessness. This is fidelity, and is the only way to remain alive, truly alive, in a world that has forgotten what it means to see the invisible and to remember the thing that happened only once.